Nature is often seen as beautiful and peaceful, but the truth is very different. Out in the wild, every single day is a battle for survival. Predators hunt with deadly precision. The weak are constantly targeted, and danger can appear at any moment. But there is one powerful strategy that many animals rely on to survive: unity. When animals stand alone, they are vulnerable. But when they stand together, they become something extraordinary. They become a herd. A herd is not just a group of animals moving together. It is a family, a team, a powerful force that protects its members against even the most dangerous predators. Today, we are going to explore some of the most incredible and fearless animal herd moments ever witnessed in the wild. From massive buffalo defending their young against lions, to elephants risking their lives to save injured members of their family. These are the stories that prove courage does not only belong to humans. Sometimes the bravest heroes walk on four legs. Welcome to the brave herd. In the vast African savanna, one of the most powerful animals is the African buffalo. At first glance, buffalo might seem calm and slow, but predators know something important about them. Buffalo are incredibly dangerous when they stand together. A single buffalo might fall victim to a lion, but a herd? That is an entirely different story. On a scorching afternoon in the Serengeti, a herd of buffalo grazed peacefully near a watering hole. Calves moved close to their mothers, while the older bulls stood watch around the edges of the group. Everything seemed calm, but hidden in the tall grass nearby, a pride of lions was watching. Lions are masters of patience. They had been tracking this herd for hours. Their target was clear, a young buffalo calf that had wandered slightly away from the group. The lionesses slowly spread out through the grass, moving silently, carefully positioning themselves for the perfect attack. Then suddenly, they charged. The herd exploded into chaos. Dust filled the air as buffalo ran in every direction. The young calf tried to escape, but the lions were faster. Within seconds, the lions surrounded the baby buffalo. The hunt seemed over, but something incredible happened. Instead of running away, the herd stopped. One by one, the buffalo turned around, and then they charged back. Massive bulls lowered their horns and stormed toward the lions. The ground shook beneath their pounding hooves. The lions suddenly realized they had made a dangerous mistake. Instead of a helpless calf, they were now facing an army. Buffalo surrounded the lions from all sides. Huge horns swung through the air. One lion was tossed violently into the air by a charging bull. Another lion scrambled to escape as dozens of buffalo pressed closer. Within moments, the pride abandoned the hunt. The calf was saved, and the herd moved away together, victorious. This is the power of the herd. Elephants are known as some of the most intelligent animals on Earth, but they are also famous for something else: their loyalty. Elephants live in tightly bonded family groups led by a wise female called a matriarch. This herd structure helps them survive harsh environments and dangerous predators. But their loyalty goes even deeper. Elephants are known to risk their lives to protect injured members of the herd. In Kenya's Amboseli National Park, wildlife researchers once observed a remarkable event. A young elephant had fallen into a muddy ditch. The steep walls made it impossible for the calf to climb out. The frightened baby struggled desperately, while its cries echoed across the savannah. Soon, the herd returned. The matriarch immediately assessed the situation. Without hesitation, the adult elephants began working together. Some used their trunks to pull at the calf. Others pushed soil into the ditch to create a ramp. But the mud kept collapsing. The calf was stuck. For hours, the herd refused to leave. Even when lions appeared in the distance, the elephants stood their ground. They formed a protective circle around the trapped calf. Finally, after an incredible effort, the calf climbed out. The entire herd erupted with excitement. Elephants touched the baby with their trunks, reassuring it and guiding it back into the group. Moments like this show that the bond inside a herd can be incredibly powerful. To elephants, family is everything. In the frozen forests of North America and Europe, another kind of herd dominates the wilderness: wolves. Unlike many predators that hunt alone, wolves depend on teamwork. A wolf pack is a highly organized hunting unit. Each member has a role. Some wolves chase prey, others cut off escape routes, and the strongest members deliver the final attack. One winter morning in Yellowstone National Park, a pack of wolves spotted a herd of elk. Elk are huge animals, much larger than a single wolf. But the wolves did not attack immediately. Instead, they studied the herd. They searched for weakness. Soon, they spotted an older elk struggling to keep up with the group. The wolves moved into position. Two wolves rushed forward, forcing the herd to run. Other wolves circled around the sides. The pack slowly separated the weak elk from the herd. Now the real hunt began. The wolves chased the elk through deep snow. The exhausted animal tried to fight back, swinging its powerful antlers. But the wolves worked together perfectly. One wolf distracted the elk from the front. Another attacked from behind. Gradually, the elk lost strength. Finally, the pack brought it down. This might seem brutal, but in the wild, survival always comes at a cost. For wolves, teamwork is the key to survival. Without the pack, they would never succeed. In Africa's grasslands, zebras face constant danger from predators like lions and hyenas. Unlike buffalo, zebras are not strong fighters. Instead, they rely on a very different survival strategy: confusion. A zebra herd moving together creates one of the most confusing sights in nature. Their black and white stripes blend together into a moving pattern that predators struggle to track. When a lion attacks, the herd runs as a single mass. Dozens of stripes flash and swirl together. To a predator, it becomes almost impossible to focus on one individual zebra. Scientists call this the confusion effect. One famous wildlife video captured a lion chasing a zebra herd. The lion sprinted toward the group at incredible speed, but as the zebras scattered, the predator hesitated. Every direction looked the same. The stripes blended together like a living optical illusion. The lion lunged toward one zebra, but suddenly switched targets, then switched again. The moment of confusion was enough. The zebras escaped. Sometimes survival doesn't require strength. Sometimes it requires strategy. In the freezing Arctic tundra, one animal has developed one of the most incredible herd defense strategies ever seen: the musk ox. These shaggy animals look slow and peaceful, but when danger appears, they instantly transform into a powerful fortress. When wolves attack, musk oxen gather their calves and center. Then the adults form a tight defensive circle around them. Their massive horns face outward in every direction. To a predator, this formation looks like a wall of weapons. Wolves may try to circle the herd for hours, but breaking through the musk ox defense is extremely difficult. The herd moves slowly together, never leaving the calves exposed. This ancient strategy has helped musk oxen survive in the Arctic for thousands of years. It is one of nature's most impressive examples of group defense. Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth. Temperatures here can drop below -40 degrees. Winds can reach speeds of more than 150 kilometers per hour. For most animals, survival here would be impossible. But one animal has mastered the art of survival in this frozen world: penguins. More specifically, the emperor penguin. These birds survive because they understand the power of the herd better than almost any animal on Earth. During the harsh Antarctic winter, thousands of emperor penguins gather together. But they don't just gather randomly. They form massive, tightly packed groups. Scientists call this behavior huddling. Each penguin presses tightly against its neighbors. This creates a living wall against the brutal Antarctic wind. But something even more amazing happens. The penguins constantly rotate positions. Those on the cold outside slowly move toward the warm center, and those in the center eventually move outward. This rotation ensures that every penguin survives the freezing storm. But the real challenge begins when it is time to protect their babies. After laying an egg, the female penguin must travel far across the ice to find food. During this time, the male penguin balances the egg on top of his feet. Covered by a warm fold of skin, the egg must never touch the ice. If it does, the chick will freeze within minutes. For 2 long months, the fathers stand in freezing darkness without food. Storms rage around them, but they stay together, protecting the next generation. When the chicks finally hatch, thousands of tiny penguin babies appear across the frozen landscape. Their survival depends entirely on the strength of the herd. Without unity, none of them would survive. Across the open plains of North America and Central Asia, wild horses roam freely. These powerful animals live in family groups known as bands. A typical band includes one dominant stallion, several maras, and their young foals. The stallion's role is simple but incredibly important. Protect the herd. Wild horses face many threats. Mountain lions, wolves, even rival stallions. One afternoon on the Mongolian steppe, a small herd of wild horses grazed peacefully near a river. Their young foals played nearby, running and kicking in the tall grass. But hidden among the rocks on a nearby hill, a predator watched. A wolf. Wolves are incredibly intelligent hunters. This wolf had spotted the perfect target, a young foal wandering slightly away from its mother. Slowly, the wolf crept closer. Then suddenly, it attacked. The foal panicked and tried to run, but the wolf was fast. Within seconds, the stallion noticed a danger, and what happened next was extraordinary. Instead of fleeing, the stallion charged. With ears pinned back and teeth bared, the powerful horse raced toward the wolf. The ground thundered beneath his hooves. The wolf hesitated, but the stallion didn't stop. He kicked violently with his powerful hind legs. A single kick from a horse can break bones. The wolf realized the hunt had become too dangerous. It retreated. The foal ran back to its mother, and the herd moved away safely. Sometimes bravery means standing your ground, even against a deadly predator. In forests around the world, deer are constantly hunted by predators. Wolves, mountain lions, tigers. Unlike buffalo or horses, deer rarely fight predators directly. Instead, their survival depends on speed and awareness. Deer have some of the most powerful legs in the animal kingdom. A white-tailed deer can run at speeds of up to 60 km per hour. But speed alone is not enough. Their real advantage comes from the herd. When deer gather in large groups, many eyes watch for danger. The moment one deer senses a predator, it reacts instantly. Its tail flashes white. Its body leaps high into the air. This sudden movement acts like an alarm signal. Within seconds, the entire herd begins to run. Predators suddenly face a difficult problem. Instead of chasing one animal, they now face dozens. Each deer runs in a slightly different direction. The predator must choose a single target, but by the time it decides, the herd is already gone. This strategy has helped deer survive alongside powerful predators for thousands of years. Sometimes survival is not about fighting. Sometimes it's about escaping together. Not all herds are large animals. Some of the most powerful examples of teamwork come from creatures that are incredibly small. Ants. An ant colony may contain millions of individuals, but they behave like a single living organism. Each ant has a role. Workers gather food. Soldiers defend the colony. The queen produces new ants. Together, they create one of the most efficient societies in nature. One of the most fascinating examples of ant teamwork occurs when they transport food. If a single ant finds a piece of food too large to carry, it releases a chemical signal called a pheromone. Within minutes, dozens of ants arrive to help. Together, they lift the object and carry it back to the colony. But ants can do even more amazing things. Some species form living bridges using their own bodies. Others create floating rafts during floods. Each ant locks its legs with others to form a living structure. This allows the colony to survive disasters that would destroy many other animals. Despite their tiny size, ants demonstrate the ultimate power of cooperation. But sometimes, even the strongest herd faces a challenge that unity alone cannot defeat. Humans. Throughout history, human expansion has changed the natural world dramatically. Forests have been cut down. Grasslands have been converted into cities. And many animals have lost their natural habitats. For herd animals, this can be devastating. Migration routes disappear. Food becomes scarce. And conflict with humans increase. Yet many herds continue to survive, adapting to a changing world. Elephants still travel ancient migration routes across Africa. Wildebeest continue their incredible yearly migrations across the Serengeti. And wild horses still run free across remote plains. Their survival reminds us of something important. Nature is incredibly resilient. but it also needs protection. When we think about bravery, we often imagine powerful individuals. But in nature, bravery often looks different. It looks like buffalo charging together to save a calf. It looks like elephants refusing to abandon an injured family member. It looks like penguins standing side by side in a deadly storm. In the wild, survival rarely belongs to the strongest individual. It belongs to those who stand together. Because when animals unite, they become stronger, faster, smarter. They become something greater than themselves. They become the brave herd. And their story reminds us that sometimes the greatest strength in the world is unity.